Welcome back to South Central Gaming. This episode takes place in East LA. Brought to you by your boy Darth Vato. Today's drive-by takes us to this magical place called Mercadito de Los Angeles. This place is as old as I can remember, probably way older than me. Things look a little messed up in the parking lot right there, but it's only because of that whole Corona thing going on right now. But I'm gonna do the best I can with what we got. Here we have the Virgen de Guadalupe and a bunch of shops that are outside, but they're usually on the inside. Now here's a better look at that Virgen de Guadalupe. It's got quite a bit of history in it. And here's a better look at the building. Inside you can find all kinds of goodies. So as a kid, me and my primos used to walk around wanting everything and anything. You got candy skulls right there. You got the panaderia with the awesome bread. You got candies, stuff to eat. And here you can find some bomb tacos. Now I can't tell you which one's the best right now. I'd have to try them all again. But I can tell you for sure that this vato right here, he's awesome. Gave us really good advice on and some really good cooking tips on how to make awesome gorditas. So what made this place awesome? Was it playing loteria? Was it seeing all the coin banks? I did notice that a lot of stuff has changed since my childhood, but a lot of it has remained the same. You used to be able to bring a shopping cart in here. But what really made this place magical was what was upstairs. Now, the only thing you can hear is this bomb-ass mariachi going on upstairs. Now, the only thing the grown-ups know is that upstairs is the mariachi and a bunch of restaurants. But see, I knew what else was up there. One of the things that was awesome was this arcade. And this generation just does not know how awesome an arcade is. Now, how did I find out about this arcade? Well, it's something that Mexicans know how to do best. Sneak around without getting caught and surveying the area. On this last trip, I tried to show the upstairs, but due to the current situation, everything was boarded up. So hopefully in the near future I can show you guys the upstairs. And by the way, this field has always been empty as far as I can remember. So of course, I was always gonna ask Grandma, hey, can I play the games? And she's like, how about no? And then you gotta watch out for that chancla. That thing goes over 100 miles an hour. But one thing they realized too is that if I brought my own quarters and they let me play, they can go shopping in peace and I stay in the same spot. And what game did I like to play? Ghosts and Goblins. And this place was the only place that had this game. I couldn't find this anywhere else. So it's kind of this weird story. You have this guy right here, he's trying to get it on with his girl. And yeah, she gets kidnapped. And then the thing I found strange is, why is he trying to get it on in a cemetery? All these monsters going all over the place and he's trying to get it on in a cemetery? That's probably the only place he could at the time. So anyway, this game can get pretty hard and you waste a lot of quarters playing it. It took me a long time just to pass the first level, but then after a bit of practice, I was able to get through no problem. But because this game is pretty difficult, not many people played it. It was actually pretty rare to see somebody already playing it, because back in those days, you really gotta wait your turn. Now, if my memory serves me right, and when it comes to arcade games it usually does, I can name off all the games that used to be there. So let me think about this. I remember Gauntlet being the very first game that you run into right there on the right side, because it was the only game that you have 4 players that can play at the same time. At the far end of the room, on the left side, that should be Rygar. And I remember that was the more crowded game because everybody used to gather in the back. Now next to Gauntlet was the Tengen version of Tetris, and that was popular even with the adults. So sometimes you would have the grown-ups in that arcade playing that game. Now next to that game was this game that I'm showing off, Ghosts and Goblins, so I remember that much. And next to me on the left side used to be this weird ninja game called Kid Nicky. Yeah, one of those ninja games that you play in the arcades all the time. Now, right behind me was one of everybody's favorites called Spy Hunter. It's almost like this James Bond driver shooty thingy that I never really played a lot. Next to that machine was another favorite, Paperboy. And people really only played these games because they have like those driver handlebar looking things. I don't know, I could never really get into it. And for the skater fans, they had this game called 720, which a lot of people mistook for Skate or Die. Only because in this game, when they're about to kill you, this big giant like ghost looking thing goes skate or die and starts chasing you. And then later on Nintendo released a game called Skate or Die. It's not the same game. And somewhere in there is somebody's least popular game. I really didn't see a lot of people playing it either. Something called Bump and Jump. It was the only place I could find this game. I found it on a Nintendo game thing, but that's about it. I never saw an arcade machine with Bump and Jump ever again. Now, on the opposite end of Rygar was a broken machine that I think I've only seen it work once, and I suspect that the game was this weird thing called Mappy Land. I don't know. I looked it up, and I think it's the same game. Either that or it's another one that I just can't think of because it was broken. But anyway, I found out that this game came out on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Very similar story. It even has the similar thing, but they gave him red calzones, underwear. But basically the same thing, trying to get it on in the cemetery. He has to fight off all these zombies. It controls pretty well, much like the arcade. The only big difference I can see between the Nintendo one and the arcade is that for some reason the Nintendo one is 10 times as hard. It can take you all day just to complete this game. Oh my gosh, look at all these enemies just coming out of nowhere, and they come in random patterns now. Now, a couple of good things about the Nintendo version of this game is that I didn't have to waste any quarters on it, and the friend that loaned this to me, he thought it was really hard enough that he didn't even bother to borrow another game from me to trade or something. He just decided, hey, here, good luck, vaya con Dios, and hope you complete this game. And you know, I have to admit that even to this day, as I replay these games, I haven't been able to pass Ghosts and Goblins, either the arcade or this Nintendo version. Now, I did get some really good advice from a friend about this game. He said to treat every little segment on this game kind of like a puzzle, because the characters here, or the ones you fight, they come out randomly. And in this game, you're gonna die a lot. And I mean a lot. You're gonna get hit by stuff that you jump over. You're gonna fall into pits. You're really gonna think that this game just has it out for you. I mean, look at this. They're gonna start tag teaming you. You're gonna start falling off of ledges. Woo, look at that one. But you know, I still have fun playing this game. And it is kind of like a puzzle sometimes. But you are gonna be cussing up the storm. Oh my god, the 4-letter words are just gonna fly on this game. And the good thing is, on the Nintendo one, there's unlimited continues, and if you have the arcade ports, you can just pretend you have a ton of quarters. You can still find this arcade version on the PSP, on the PlayStation 4, the 3, the 2. You can find this on all kinds of Capcom collections. But anyway, this goes out to you, Grandma. Thank you for the adventures. Thank you guys for watching. Be excellent to each other and enjoy the music. Go to their YouTube channel. Thank you.